Hi everyone, welcome to week 2 of your journey into the world of the unseen. Now the big takeaway from this week is that microorganisms are, well, microscopic. I know it's not convention to use a form of the word when you're defining a word. So how's this? Microorganisms are tiny. I mean, really, really, really tiny. Microorganisms are so tiny, in fact, that we can't see them with the naked eye. I'm supposed to use the phrase unaided eye. So, and that's where the microscope part of microorganisms and microbiology and microscopy comes in. Um, so the use of glass lenses to view very, very small things evolved in the 13th century. Now, those lenses were more like our modern day magnifying glasses. History has bestowed upon Dutchman Antoine van Leeuwenhoek the honorary title of Father of Microbiology because he observed in pond water little organisms that he referred to as animalcules, using a very simple handheld little microscope. Now, that was in the 1600s. Fast forward to the 21st century, where even the simplest of microscopes, the kind that children get for their birthdays or for Christmas presents, are dozens of times more powerful than Leeuwenhoek's. So, one thing that I hope you will appreciate this week is just how small bacteria really are. For example, Escherichia coli, you know it better as E. coli, is about 2 micrometers or 2 microns long. Now, to put that into perspective, a human hair is about 80 micrometers in diameter. By the way, a micrometer or micrometer is 1 millionth of a meter. So if you're familiar with the meter stick, it's about 3.5 feet long. 1 millionth of that length is the length of E. coli. So, microorganisms are also, for the most part, transparent or translucent. They're colorless, essentially. And it's for that reason that we use stains, chemical stains in microbiology. Now, stains we apply to a translucent or transparent organism so that we can visualize various structures like plasma membranes and cell walls and nuclei and DNA. And that brings us to this week's objectives where we are looking at various stains or staining techniques. So you will learn to apply a simple stain to visualize microbial cell structures. You'll learn about the Gram stain. Now this is like the grandfather of all chemical stains used in microbiology. This is the first thing that we do because there is a difference between the cell wall composition of gram-negative and gram-positive organisms. And because of that difference in cell wall composition, the organisms act and react in very different ways in the environment. So the Gram stain effectively divides our unknown unknown bacterial population in half. You have gram positives and gram negatives, and then it's from there that we can differentiate various organisms within those major categories. So you learn about the gram stain. I posted a short little video for you on the gram stain from Neural Academy. Talks about gram positive or the difference between gram positive and gram negative bacteria. Very important that you pay attention to that little video and really understand the major differences, which is predominantly in the cell wall composition of gram negative and gram positive organisms. Okay, and you'll also learn about the acid-fast technique for visualizing endospores or spores. Some organisms form spores so that they can survive detrimental conditions, and then when conditions become favorable again, the spores germinate, and then you have a whole new bacterial colony. All right, housekeeping items for the week. Order your microbiology equipment kit if you haven't already. I think for the most part, most of you did that last week. But if you haven't, make sure you get your order in today. We start using them on Monday, but I'll give you a little heads up towards the end of the week, so you can kind of get a head start on next week's exercises. Okay, this week we're still in simulations. Make your discussion post early in the week. Now, you guys did a phenomenal job on discussion last week. Really amazing. I was surprised. I was excited to be able to engage with you, and there was lots of back and forth. You guys did a great job. Many of you have your formatting of references and parenthetical citations down pat, so I can tell that many of you have done this before. If you are not certain, and some of you I've followed up with your postings, follow APA guidelines. That's the APA style guide. That's American Psychological Association. You don't have to buy the book. You can just Google how do I format a book in APA, or how do I format a research article in APA, like that. But in this little book, it tells you exactly how to format references, what you need to italicize, what you need to include as far as publication date and URLs, and also how to format your parenthetical citations. Also, I have made a note for some of you to look at the or look at the paper, the PDF that I posted in class resources on discussion posts. Okay, there's a whole page and a half of um, ideas. I give you examples of good ones, examples of bad ones, and I give you sort of the rules and regulations. I use those terms lightly on putting together discussion posts. Okay, so you want to take a look at that. That's in class resources. Okay, so make your discussion post early in the week so you can fully participate in the discussion forum. Some of you are waiting until Friday. The deadline is Friday 11 p.m., right? Which is fine if you wait that long. The only problem with posting on the last day is that you don't get the experience of fully participating in the discussion throughout the week. So if you post on Monday or Tuesday, then people can respond to your post and you can reply back to them and we can have this great back and forth. That's what discussion is all about. Discussion is not for you to say, hey, Joe, you did a good job. Nice formatting. I agree with everything that you said. Keep up the good work, right? We're not patting each other on the back. We are actually discussing whatever the topic is. So think of it as if this were a live classroom, we were all sitting around a big table and I throw out a topic, diseases caused by pathogenic E. coli. And then we kind of go around the room and everybody shares their ideas and what they know, and we add to this, and then you ask follow-up questions like that. That's the way discussion is supposed to work in an online forum like this. So keep that in mind. The earlier you post, the more involved you can get into the discussion. Participation points at the end of the week, you earn those by participating in the discussion. That's what the participation points are all about. If you wait until Friday to do your initial post and then Sunday to do your try and get in six, because you need six throughout the week, trying to get in six responses all on Sunday, you cannot uh, earn full participation points because you haven't participated in the discussion. You've just checked off the boxes. I did my initial post, I did my six responses, I'm good to go. Participation means that you've participated throughout the week in discussion. Okay, that's that. So Friday, June 27th, 11:59 p.m. GCU time. That's the deadline for your initial post. We're working on topic 2, bacterial staining. T2 or topic 2 on the left-hand side of your course page will open up your drop-down menu, shows you your activities. There's a pre-lab question exercise for labs 4 and 5, due no later than Sunday, June 29, 11:59 p.m. GCU time. We have 5 simulations to do this week. Start working on them early. However, they are due Sunday, June 29, 11:59 p.m. GCU time. Also, if you wait until Sunday evening to do all of your simulations, which you can do your schedule however you want, however it works for you. But what I'm saying is, if you wait until Sunday evening, then you will not see your grade until Monday evening or Tuesday. Okay, because I'm on the East Coast, 2 hours ahead. 11:59 p.m. in Arizona is 2:59 a.m. here in the East. I'm usually not up. Sometimes I am, but I usually am not up grading assignments at 3 a.m. Monday morning. So if you don't get your things, if you don't get your assignments turned in, which is fine, until Sunday, then you're probably not going to see your grade pop up in your grade book until Monday evening or Tuesday at the latest. Until then, you may see a red, in your grade book, you may see a red banner that says overdue. Don't freak out about it. If you did the assignment and you submitted it, you're good to go. It's just going to pop up overdue until I transfer the grades. The grades do not automatically transfer. I have to do that manually. So if you see that red banner, if you did the assignment, you see the red banner overdue, don't worry about it. Come Tuesday evening, however, if you still see the red banner, then you want to contact me because there may be something wrong with the system. But I usually get everything in Monday, um, by Monday evening, but certainly no later than Tuesday. Okay. I have included an optional discussion prompt for you. If you complete it, it counts towards participation points for this week. Your post must be substantive. However, so 150 words, throw in a reference. It can be a biblical reference since it is biblically based, but you do not have to reply to colleagues unless you just want to. That discussion prompt, the optional one, is due no later than Sunday, June 29, 11:59 p.m. GCU time. Make sure you pay attention to due dates on all assignments and contact me with any questions or any issues. Message 804-229-7993. Use your Halo inbox or message box. Those are the 2 quickest ways to get a hold of me, and certainly you can use campus email. Neuro Academy video about gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Check it out and let me know what's going on this week. So have a great rest of the week. Oh, and don't forget, look for towards the end of the week. I'll give you a head start so that you can sort of start on next week's practical assignments. Okay? Have a good one.